60 Jamaican proverbs and their meanings. Jamaican proverbs reflect the wisdom of the Jamaican people, also the vitality of the Jamaican Patois. Here are 60 Jamaican proverbs and their meanings.
Elite Jamaica.
Don't forget to drop a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe.
Number 1. Good friend better than pocket money. Translation: a good friend is better than money in the pockets. Meaning, no matter how valuable our material possessions may be to us, a good friend, especially in times of trouble, is always proven to be of much more worth. We should therefore treasure our friends, not only recognizing them when we are in need. Number 2. Every dog have him day, every puss have him 4 o'clock. Translation: every dog has its day, and every cat its 4 o'clock. Meaning, we should not behave as if we are better than others, or allow our position in life to blind us to the fact that tremendous opportunities can be given to those persons whom we would least expect to reap those benefits. Number 3. No mug no broke, no coffee no dashway. Translation: the mug is not broken, therefore the coffee is not spilt or wasted. Meaning, even in the most difficult of times, if total devastation has not occurred, one should count his or her blessings. Number 4. Patient man ride donkey. Translation: a patient man rides donkey. Meaning, it is customary that travelers in a great hurry used to load to go by way of the slow but sure donkey. For them, a horse used to gallop in at terrific speeds for sustained periods seems more a logical choice. However, the donkey, although much slower, eventually gets to its journey's end. Similarly, we must exercise great patience in order to reach our goals. Number 5. You can't catch Kwaku, you catch him short. Translation: if you cannot catch Kwaku, you catch his shirt. Meaning, it is not always possible to get everything you want. Be satisfied with what little you have until you're able to get all you want. Having caught Kwaku's shirt, you are all the closer to catching him. And number 6. I come here to drink milk, I don't come here to count cow. Translation: I came here to drink milk, not to count cows. Meaning, mind your own business, enjoy what you're entitled to. Don't worry about details which do not concern you. Number 7. Spit in the sky, it fall in your eye. Translation: if you spit in the sky, it falls in your eye. Meaning, what you do to or wish for others could eventually be the cause of your own downfall. Be careful of how you treat others. Number 8. What gone bad a morning can't come good a evening. Translation: what went wrong in the morning cannot be remedied in the evening. Meaning, it is unwise to spend valuable time worrying about those problems we cannot solve. Also, it makes no sense to take precautions after we carelessly allow the situation to get out of hand. Number 9. Fire there must steal him think a cool breeze. Translation: there is a fire blowing at the tail of the mouse, but he believes he is feeling the effects of a cooling breeze. Meaning, many times in our naivety, we remain unaware of impending danger until it actually overtakes us. Also, the foolhardy blithely interpret the signs of danger to mean that all is well. Number 10. Victory no come from lie down in a bed. Translation: victory does not come from lying down in your bed. Meaning, you have to work hard for what you want. Number 11. If you no mash ants, you no find him guts. Translation: if you do not mash an ant or smash an ant, it is impossible for you to find its guts. Meaning, it is only when you are closely involved with some persons that you are able to really know them. Number 12. Old fire tick easy to catch. Translation: older fire sticks are easily rekindled. Meaning, it is much easier to light coals which have been burnt before than to get a fire going with fresh logs. Similarly, if a relationship has previously existed between two people, it is easier to rekindle the flames of love than to start a new relationship with someone else. Number 13. When cocoa ripe, it must bust. Translation, when the cocoa ripens, it bursts. Meaning, it is easy to identify the intentions of an individual by his or her actions. Number 14, when man belly full, him broke pot. Translation, when a man's belly is filled, he breaks the pot. Meaning, when man is satisfied, he often forgets what hunger or need is, and will be indifferent to the sources of his repast or succor, until he again finds himself in need. Number 15. What the goat do, the kid follow. Translation, what the goat does, the kid follows. Explanation, children absorb behavioral cues from their parents and other significant adults in their lives. We should set good examples for our children. Number 16. I no want a fat make nightingale foot dancer. Translation, it is not for the want of fat that the nightingale's leg look like that. Meaning, do not judge by appearances. Number 17. If you're afraid of the eye, you no yam head. Translation, if you're afraid of the eye, you will never eat the head. Meaning, if you regard too much the good opinion of anyone, you will never prosper. Number 18. Peacock hide him foot when him hear about him tail. Translation, the peacock hides his feet when he hears about his tail. Meaning, a proud person does not like his weaknesses exposed. Number 19. Now wait till drum beat before you grind your axe. Translation, do not wait until the drum beats before you grind your axe. Meaning, be prepared for all eventualities. Number 20. Coward man keeps sound bone. Translation, a cowardly man keeps sound bones. Explanation, it is better to be thought of as a coward than to give away one's life through impetuous behavior. It is certain that, as in the old Chinese proverb, the man who fights and runs away will live to fight another day. 21. Cock mouth kill cock. Translation, the rooster was killed by his own mouth. The butcher would have known where to find him if he had not opened his mouth to crow. Explanation, one should never boast, nor should speak out of turn. We should choose our words with care, lest we by our own tactlessness cause ourselves unhappiness. Number 22. Big blanket make man sleep late. Translation, a thick blanket causes a man to sleep late. Meaning, an overabundance of luxuries causes one to become complacent and to take life's blessings for granted. 23. If you get your hand in a devil's mouth, take it out. Translation, if you get your hand in the devil's mouth, take it out carefully. Meaning, act cautiously in getting out of difficulty. 24. When poor get up, him turn trouble to the world. Translation, when the poor man gets up, he becomes trouble to the world. Meaning, the elevation of someone who used to be disdained or sneered at by others could be the cause for much disturbance in the minds of those who did not wish him well. Number 25. Want all, lose all. Translation, if you want everything you see, you will eventually lose all. Meaning, take just what you can comfortably manage, rather than attempt to grab everything for yourself, lest you destroy all in the process. 26. Dog no howl if him a bone. Translation, the dog does not howl if he has a bone. Meaning, the dog is an animal which is very fond of bones and is not likely to appear miserable if it has bones to gnaw on. Similarly, people do not become upset or agitated if they are comfortable. It is also difficult for some persons to lobby against issues which do not directly concern them. 27. What sweet a mouth at a belly. Translation, what tastes sweet in the mouth burns the belly. Meaning, some things are not good for us. Although they appear to be exactly what we want, we should be cautious about what we latch onto, lest we cause ourselves much pain and embarrassment. 28. You shake man's hand, but you not shake him heart. Translation, you can shake a man's hand, but you cannot shake his heart. Meaning, it is impossible to detect what a person has in his mind towards you through mere physical contact. Do not therefore take people, their opinions, or their feelings for granted. 29. New broom sweep clean, but old broom know the corner. Translation, the new broom sweeps clean, but the old broom knows all the corners. Meaning, we should strive for a happy blend between the old and the new, combining the freshness of the new with the valuable experience of the old. 30. Mischief come by the pound and go by the ounce. Translation: mischief comes by the pound and goes by the ounce. Meaning, mischief makers can stir up a tremendous amount of trouble with only a few words or maybe one action. The effects of this can be difficult to minimize. Let us not be mischief makers. We could hurt ourselves and others irreparably. 31. When trouble take your picnic shirt fit you. Translation: when you find yourself in trouble, a child's shirt fits you. Meaning, it is ridiculous though to contemplate the sight of a full-grown man fitting comfortably into a child's shirt. However, one can readily understand that when we are in trouble, we appreciate whatever help we can get to extricate ourselves. This is so even if under normal circumstances we would have thought such help woefully inadequate. 32. Pound of fret cannot pay ounce of debt. Translation: 1 pound of fretting cannot repay an ounce of debts. Explanation: problems are not solved by worrying. The time spent fretting could be more gainfully spent on considering workable alternatives and solutions. 33. Willful waste bring woeful want. Translation: willful waste brings woeful want. Meaning, don't willfully waste what you have, or you could end up bitterly regretting what you wasted when you do find yourself in need. 34. The more you look, the less you see. Translation: the more you look, the less you see. Meaning, it is impossible to know every single detail about any matter. Also, the more you find out, the less you know. 35. No buy puss in a bag. Translation: do not purchase a pussycat in a bag. Meaning, examine carefully whatever you purchase or accept from someone else. In matters of the head and heart, do not be quick to accept a person as the genuine article without a thorough investigation. 36. Make one jackass bray. Translation: allow one jackass or donkey to bray at a time. Explanation: meaning, it is difficult to see the merit in other person's ideas if everybody attempts to speak at the same time. Also, if someone is speaking foolishly, avoid adding to the confusion. 37. Chicken merry, ark the near. Translation: the chicken, unaware of the danger posed by hovering ark, makes merry. Meaning, danger can lurk in some of the most unexpected places. We should temper therefore our most light-hearted moments with a little sobriety. 38. Quatty buy trouble, 100 pound can't pay for it. Translation: a penny, half penny, 1.5 penny buys trouble, but 100 pounds cannot pay for it. Meaning, little blunders can cause us to find ourselves in situations so complex that we cannot extricate ourselves. 39. Long run, short catch. Translation: long run, short catch. Meaning, it may take a long while for you to be caught and punished for your wrongdoing, but you will be caught eventually. 40. One hand wash the other. Translation: one hand washes the other. Explanation: one good turn deserves another. 41. No matter how cockroach drunk, he no walk past foul yard. Translation: no matter how drunk the cockroach becomes, he never makes the mistake of walking past the yard of the fowl or chicken. Meaning, the cockroach is considered to be a delicacy for chickens. In the interest of self-preservation, cockroach is always reluctant to go past any area where he may be easily caught by a chicken. For humans, the same should apply, self-preservation being the first law of the species. 42. Agnia moi mind game for. Translation: the hog or pig eats whatever its mind tells it to eat. Explanation: meaning, to each his own. 44. Bowl go, packy come. Translation: bowl goes, calabash comes. Explanation: meaning, it was a very common occurrence in traditional Jamaican life to see covered dishes carrying some delicious meals being brought by a child and bound for some neighbor's home. It was also customary, although certainly not mandatory, for the bear to return with something for the sender, perhaps a packy, calabash scraped and used as a bowl. 45. One finger can't kill louse. Translation: one finger alone cannot kill lice. Meaning, cooperation is necessary for projects involving more than one person. 46. Every day devil help thief, one day God will help watchman. Translation: every day the devil helps the thief, one day God will help the watchman. meaning we should not despair when it appears to us that unscrupulous persons continue to take advantage of us with no apparent deterrent. God never sleeps and is fully aware of everything occurs. He will. 47. You spread your bed hard, you have to lay down upon it. Translation: if you spread your bed hard, you must lie on a hard bed. Meaning, you must accept responsibility for your actions, and whatever you sow, you will surely reap. 48. When Marga plant no one dead, it shoot. Translation: when a Miga plant wants to die, it shoots. Explanation: meaning, after a plantain tree shoots and bear a bunch of familiar fruit, it has ended its useful life and dies hereafter. When we are no longer concerned about the safety of our persons, the preservation of our good character of a job or family, then we are too apt to behave stupidly. 49. You can't sit down upon cow back and curse cow skin. Translation: you cannot sit on the back of a cow and curse the skin of the cow. Meaning, we should not disparage others. Worse yet, we should never be ungrateful to or disdainful of those who help us. 50. You never see smoke without fire. Translation: you never see smoke without fire. Meaning, sometimes actions that appear to be trivial are actually indications of some deep-rooted resentment or of trouble or romance brewing. 51. If you can't get turkey, you have to satisfy with jankro. Translation: if you are unable to get turkey, then you must be satisfied with jankro. Explanation: no well-thinking Jamaican would be caught dead with a portion of crow's meat on his plate. However, this proverb simply advises us to be prepared to accept situations that may not be to our liking. For peace sake, sometimes second best is not so bad after all. 52. Trouble there bush and Nancy carry come a yard. Translation: there is trouble in the bushes and Anansi takes it home. Explanation: meaning, Anansi, the folk hero of West African origin, is never satisfied with leaving things in their proper place. He sometimes takes home the spoils of his foraging, many times to the unhappiness of his family. What does not concern us, we should leave strictly alone. 53. Too much rat never dig a good hole. Translation: too many rats never dig a good hole. Meaning, a good job, project, or activity could be spoiled if there are too many individuals attempting to carry out the same task. Ideally, work should be delegated and one should avoid frustrating those who can really do the work by gently redeploying those who are time wasters. 54. Self-praise and no recommendation. Translation: self-praise is no recommendation. Explanation: in the Bible it says, let another man praise thee, and not thine own lips. If the only recommendation of our own worth are pronounced by ourselves, then it is certain that such pronunciations are mere vanity. One should not be too quick to sound his own trumpet. 55. Finger never say look here. Him say look yonder. Translation: finger never says look here. He says look yonder. Explanation: people do not usually point out their own faults. 56. And everything come from above a blessing. Translation: not everything that comes from above is a blessing. Meaning, enjoy those blessings which come from above, but do not be misled by deceivers who use their superior positions to dispossess the unfortunate. 57. Before good food spoil, make belly bust. Translation: before allowing good food to spoil, allow the belly to burst. Meaning, taken literally, this proverb could see the demise of many persons who are unable to control their appetite. The moral behind this old saying, however, is that one should make every good use of life's opportunities. Also, never waste or discard today that which you or someone else may be able to use tomorrow. 58. Learn to dance a yard before you dance abroad. Translation: learn how to dance at home before you go out. Explanation: perfect your skills before trying to apply them in public. 59. Time longer than rope. Translation: time is longer than rope. Meaning, time is the master. Simple said. 60. No dash away your stick before you cross the river. Translation: do not throw your stick away before you cross the river. Meaning, persons who have helped you in difficulties should not be forgotten. Guys, I really do hope you found this video interesting or informative, or it brought you back some memories. If so, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you're still there with me, let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, Y'all stay blessed.
Elite Jamaica.
Don't forget to drop a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe.